So, what are the simple steps to taking something you're passionate about and making it your living? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to share with you 5 steps that you need to take if you want to make a living doing what you love. Welcome, everybody. I'm Jonathan Milligan, your host of the Market Your Message show. And this is a very special presentation. It's going to be a little bit different than our typical weekly show. But I'm so glad you're here for this kind of special training. So if you would, let me know that you're here. We are broadcasting in about 6 different locations, and I would love to know who's here. Just tell me your first name, where you're watching from, so I can call you out. And also, if you're new, meaning this is your first time catching this live show that we do every Wednesday at 1 o'clock, just let us know that you're here and you're new by putting the word new. So let me take a moment, say hello to a few people today. We got Victoria watching over on Facebook from British Columbia, Canada. Welcome to you, Victoria. Glad that you're here. Phil in Richmond, Virginia. He said, great topic. Yes, I'm really excited about this topic. I'm going to break this down because I think we make this too complex. Most teachers make this process too complex. It's not easy, but the process is simple, and that's what we're going to teach you today. We got Randy here from Grand Rapids, Michigan, watching over on YouTube. Gail is watching on Facebook. She's from Cape Cod. Glad that you are here. I asked a question today, and I said, here's today's question. I always like to have a fun question for each show. Do you have a vacation plan for this summer? And if so, where? So I see Phil answered. He said, my vacation's on Jekyll Island with your live event as the motivating factor. Yes. So those of you that don't know, if you have heard about this new book, Your Message Matters, we are doing a live event where I'm going to go way more in depth beyond just what's in this book for 2 entire days. It's a workshop. It's called Your Message Matters Live. You can go check out the details at yourmessagematterslive.com. Again, it's yourmessagematterslive.com. It's happening at the Jekyll Island Convention Center in Jekyll Island, Georgia, June 18th and 19th. So literally exactly 30 days from now, we're going to be hanging out together on a Friday and Saturday. We'd love to have you join us, but we do have both virtual and in-person tickets still available. We're going to be shutting it down pretty soon. So if you are at all interested or you've been hearing about it, but you just haven't got your ticket yet, then you need to go to yourmessagematterslive.com. And if you're here and going to be attending, whether virtual or in person, let us know in the chat so I know that you're coming. I know Phil's excited about it. You're going to be there. All right. Let's see. We got Amy here from Charlotte hanging out. Mark is here from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, watching over on Facebook. Kathy's here all the way from Zimbabwe, watching on Facebook. We're glad you're here, Kathy. Millie's here. She says, in Miami and an old timer. Hey, it's okay. I like old timers. You guys are what keeps me doing this show every single week. Anka's here from Switzerland. Welcome, Anka. I'm glad you're here. I know you were participating in our recent 5-day Double Your Traffic Challenge, and you are a new Fast Track Lab member. So excited about you being in Fast Track Lab. Awesome. Victoria says summer plans, hope to get back to White Rock, British Columbia. Never heard of that. Maybe I need to check that out. Visit my friends there if possible. I've always wanted to go to British Columbia. I've always wanted to go more northeast also to United States because I've been south, Midwest, west. I have not been northeast, further north than Connecticut. So I'd love to get up to Maine sometime. I think that would be fun. And Rich is here watching over on Facebook from Grand Rapids, Michigan. And yes, he's coming to Your Message Matters Live. Excited about you being there again, Rich. And I tell you what, Charity and I, Charity's my wife, Charity and I drove up to Jekyll Island. It's about an hour and a half from my house. And we met the event staff, planned out the awesome lunch buffets we're going to have for you guys. We planned out different things, coffee, snacks, room situation, how the room's going to be, the tech setup. And it just got me really, really excited about this event. I think it will be looking back over 2021. My hope is you'll look back and a highlight will be the 2 days that not only you got inspired because of being in an awesome place like Jekyll Island, but you also walked away with some practical to-dos. We like to have a saying for Your Message Matters Live, and that's bring your passion, leave with a profit plan. And that is our goal. And we're so excited about hosting so many of you. And yes, it's different this year, right? Because there's a lot of people who still can't travel. That's why we have the virtual option. We've had about a 50-50 split. So we got 50% of people going to be watching virtually, and 50% right now are coming in person. But I promise you, if you are trying to decide, if you got a virtual ticket and you're still thinking about changing it to an in-person because it's the same price, you want to be there in person, because I promise you it's going to be an even better experience in person if you can get here. Awesome. All right, gang. So here's what we're going to do today. I want to talk to you about, and this is different. Normally, I'm recording an episode for the Market Your Message show and turning that into a podcast and a YouTube video. But I want to do something a little different today. I want to walk you through and kind of do a little bit more teaching around the 5 steps to make a living doing what you love. And is this true? Is this just a bunch of hype? Or are there actual practical steps that you can take? Whether you want to write, teach, speak, coach, you want to blog, podcast, you want to do live streaming, you don't want to do any of that, but you want to do something online to build a business around it. Can you do that and make money? And we're going to be answering that question today and talking about those 5 steps. By the way, have you noticed I've got a new, let's see if I can show you. See if I can go to a different camera here. I've got a new Your Message Matters shirt. You guys helped us pick out these shirts. So our shirts are in. We hope in the future to make them available online for you guys to purchase. But we're going to have these available at the live event. We've got this really comfy Your Message Matters shirt. And then I really like this one too. Check this one out. Wired to Create. Are you guys wired to create? I know I am. I just love to create, whether that's writing or speaking or podcasting, doing videos, coaching, inspiring others. Who is excited about that? Wired to create. And maybe that's you. And you know what? A lot of people come into our world and they know they want to do something inspirational. They want to do something creative. They have this desire to be creative, but they don't really know what that is. Am I a good writer? Can I be a well enough speaker? Can I be a coach? Can I actually get paid to coach people? And if you have any of those questions, you're in the right place, because that's what we tackle each and every week. All right, guys. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be sharing my iPad, and I want to go through a formula. It's literally our success map for the people who are in our Fast Track Lab program. Now, Fast Track Lab is a monthly membership that we have a private community, and I'm going to give you a sneak peek today in just a minute of our brand new 2.0 members area. But what we do inside Fast Track Lab is I show up and I do a monthly class, something related to building your business online. And then we have another live class that is live Q&A, like an office hours. But when people come into the membership, we have a very specific 5-step success map to help them know where they should be starting. Because before I dive into this, this is so very important. And this is where many people get tripped up, okay? I've been guilty of this. I'm raising my hand. And even though I can't see you, if you're guilty of this, I want you to raise your hand. Spending way too much time learning and not taking any action. Do I have anybody? Anybody want to admit it? My hand's up. I was like that in the beginning until I realized I had to really bend more towards taking action. And I discovered something called just in time learning. In fact, let me just write this down on the iPad so you can see what I'm talking about here. All right. So the concept is just in time learning. Now let's try to make this a lot smaller here so it's not as big. But here's how I applied this concept. Just in time learning is like this, okay? So we have learn over here. We have action over here. So for every hour, and this is a decision I made. So I'm just giving this to you. This is one of my big breakthroughs. Gosh, it's been a while now. It's probably 8 or 9 years ago, but it really changed the game for me. Was I stopped trying to learn everything and I did just in time learning. Just in time learning means if you don't have a website, so I'm going to put website, and it's a big no. If you don't have a website yet, then stop learning about membership sites. Stop learning about stuff in the future if you don't have a website up. Just in time learning, what it does is it forces you to learn with what you need to know next, not what you need to know in the future. I think sometimes we get, and I talk about this all the time, and I'm preaching a little bit here before we get started because I think this is important. But this is what I found working with a lot of people, and I was guilty of this too, is most people fall in love with the idea of having an online business. But the ones that are successful fall in love with the work to run an online business. Now, that doesn't mean that you run yourself ragged, that you work 80 hours on your hustle. I'm not about that. I'm about like enjoying your life, right? Life's at the center. Work is on the fringes. But you got to know the difference between learning and falling in love with the idea of doing something online and action, actually falling in love with the work. And so the 1-to-1 ratio is for every hour you spend learning, you have to take an hour of action. And here was the question that I ultimately asked myself. If I watch this course or if I consume this material, am I willing to take action right after I spend an hour learning? Am I willing to do an hour of action? If the answer is no, I'm not ready, or no, it doesn't make sense right now, then I shouldn't be learning that thing. That's for later. Put that in the file for later. Okay, this is so important before I share the 5 steps, because I find so many people investing in programs, investing in courses, that they falling in love with the idea of it. But if they were really, really truthful to themselves, are you going to implement in the next 30 days what you just spent money on? If the answer is not 100% yes, you don't need to buy that thing or consume that thing. Okay? And I know I'm being maybe a little harsh. I'm trying not to be. I want this show to be all about the facts, not about the hype. We are about facts, practical, keeping things simple, and to keep you focused, because there's so much stuff out there. And it's part of the reason, because I fell into this. I'm just confessing a little bit here. A couple of years ago, I used to promote all the big product launches as an affiliate. And I've kind of backed away from that. And part of it was because I feel the need to protect my community from being distracted. I even sunsetted some courses. What that means is there are courses that I no longer sell because, and it was really profitable. I mean, it is profitable to like throw out a different course to sell every single week. And I had to back away from that because I made a decision with my team that if this is where we're trying to get people, we're trying to help 1,000 messengers go full time by 2025. We can't be throwing things at them. Like, here's a Kindle book this week. Next week, launch a membership site. The next week, do this. So we, as a team, have intentionally sunsetted things that made us money in order to refocus on you and getting results. That's a hard business decision, but it's one we're committed to. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because the two primary places we're doubling down as a business to help you is Fast Track Lab, which is a membership site, and our Insider Program, which is our private mastermind. Now, the Insider Program is more expensive, but the Insider Program is where we help people the most, because in that program, you get a coach, you get a mastermind that you get assigned to, and there's other things. But if you're not ready for that, the membership Fast Track Lab, where I'm going to be introducing you today, is a perfect place to get started, because we're going to help you with this just-in-time learning concept to help you to not watch stuff that you don't need to be watching right now, okay? So hopefully I'm resonating with some of you guys, and here's what I want to do. So I want to dive into this. This is a part of a class that I teach inside our paid membership site, and I want to teach this to you. So we're going to be walking through kind of what I say are the 5 steps. There are 5 steps you need to take to going from having no clue what kind of business to start to doing this thing full time. Okay? So I'm going to walk through and I'm going to reveal these to you. Now, in Fast Track Lab, this is our success map, and I'm going to walk you through and teach this to you. All right, so step 1, and I'm just going to erase so it reveals it, is discover. Now, you need to first, before you go build a website, you go do the thing, you need to answer 3 fundamental questions first. And these have to do with understanding what your message is. So let me just get some extra space here. Let me try to draw this out to you. So there's 3 circles, and there's 3 questions that you need to answer. The first one is related to purpose. Now, purpose is simply how do you show up best? So how do you show up best for others? How do you show up best for others? I believe your purpose is in how God made you, expressing the way he made us, because he made all of us so different. And that purpose, that gift, that unique ability that you have is what you need to start with when it comes to building a successful business. So for me, I know, because I've done the exercises and the work, and by the way, in Fast Track Lab, we walk people through this process of taking some assessments and some quizzes to figure out what you do best. And so what came out for me is 2 words: resourceful teacher. I'm a resourceful teacher. And so that's how I can show up best for others, is to take complex subjects, break them down to the simplest parts, and help people be resourceful in helping them get answers, right? So that's number 1 when it comes to discovering your message. The next one is people. And this is about who will you serve? You can't serve everybody. You've got to choose, because if you try to serve everybody, you end up talking to no one. Now, I figured this out early on when I wanted to be a career and life coach for everyone. My first blog was, I'm a career and life coach for everyone, and it didn't work. It wasn't until I decided to be a career coach for accounting professionals that my blog started getting some traction. So you got to choose the people. And then the last one is passion. And I'm just going to put problem question mark. What problem are you passionate about solving for the next 2 to 5 years? So when you combine these three things, you have a powerful message, because I know how I show up best for others. Resourceful teacher. People, who am I serving? I'm serving messengers. Those are writers, speakers, and coaches. And what problem am I helping them solve? I'm helping them rise above the noise and get paid for what they know. You see how that works together? And so that is step one in this process, is to discover. And that's what when people come into Fast Track Lab, we want them to ignore the rest of this. If they don't know if they don't know who their business is for and what problem they're trying to solve, they don't need to be watching these other classes. They need to go through the Discover Your Message Masterclass so that they can nail that down. Make sense? You guys tracking with me so far? It looks like I'm getting some pretty good response from you guys. Awesome. Okay. So then what is the next step in this process? Step number 2, once you discover your message, it's time to launch. Now, this is all about launching your website and your brand. So there's kind of 3 questions. Let me see if I can find some more space here. There's kind of 3 questions that you need to be able to answer. Are you ready? 1 is, where will you host? So if you're going to be official when it comes to launching your platform, so we're talking about launch your platform. When it comes to launching your platform, first thing you got to figure out is, where are you going to host? Is it going to be WordPress? You're going to work on WordPress and maybe go with like HostGator or some kind of self-hosting? Or are you going to use something like Kajabi, which is what I use? I use actually, one blog is on WordPress, one is on Kajabi. Those are the 2 main ones I recommend, but you can also go with Wix or Squarespace, but you got to choose where you're going to host. Number 2 is, what's your brand story? So if you're going to attract people to your message, when they fall on your website, they got to be attracted to what you're saying. That's where words have power. And we teach people inside of Lab that are at the launch step how to create a powerful homepage that immediately gets people to opt in. So you can build an email list. You got to have the right brand story. You got to connect with them. They need to fall on the website and say, oh, this is for me. If they don't raise their hand and say, this is for me, you have not narrowed it in enough. And then number 3 is, how will you launch? So how are you going to get those first 1,000 people to come show up to your website? And that's what we do. We help you uncover or actually discover a traffic plan to get your first 1,000 visitors to your website. Again, those who know their message, but they haven't launched a website yet, we strongly encourage them that this is where they need to focus. We have a masterclass and some additional classes that they can watch, but they need to ignore the rest of this. So if you're at the discover phase, tell me in the chat real quick. Just put discover. If you are at the launch phase, tell me right now, put launch. And if you've already launched a website, I've got a place for you, all right? So step 1, discover. Step 2, launch your platform. Step 3 is traffic. How are you going to get traffic to your website, right? That's the number one question I get after someone launches a website, because it's not like the Field of Dreams. If you build it, doesn't mean they're going to come. So you have to have strategies for getting people to show up to your website. Now, there's 3 that I like to teach, and it's called free, paid, and partner. Those are the 3 types of traffic. So every traffic strategy out there is going to fall under either free, paid, or partner. That's what. Now there's lots of strategies under these, but really that's what it's boiled down to. It's not as complex as we make it. And one of the things we do in Lab is we've got a whole, like, it's like Netflix for content creators. We have a whole section of different traffic strategies. So once you launch a website, then it's time to go find a class, a training, and choose a traffic strategy and start working on that so you can attract people to your website. But listen, we're not going to stop there, because you need to do more than just bring traffic to your website, right? So what do you do with all that traffic? If I could, let's say you had a website right now and I had the ability to snap my fingers and send 1,000 people straight to your website, you know the next question you'd be asking me? Jonathan, yesterday I had 1,000 people show up on my website and now they're all gone. How do I build an email list? And that is step 4, is you have to develop the skill of generating leads. That's an email list. Think about this. Most of you that are watching right now with me while I'm here live, and if you're watching the replay, how did you get here? I promise you, 80% of you are here because I sent out an email to you. And you're like, oh, Jonathan's live. Ooh, interesting topic. I want to find out more about this. Now, there's a 20% of you here who you are already on Facebook and you just happen to see it. Or some of you, you know that I do this. I do this show every Wednesday, so maybe it's on your calendar. But 80% of you are here because of an email list. An email list is the central strategy that you need to have. It is the lifeblood of my business, and it should be the lifeblood of your business. And so, leads. How are you getting people on to an email list? How are you capturing? So the word here is capture. How are you capturing the traffic? You got to have a solution for that, right? Hopefully you guys are with me. And then number 5, this is the one that a lot of people want to know first. A lot of people want this to be step 1. Truthfully, this is step 5, and that's sales. So how are you going to make money? Now, here's the good news with sales, okay? I have this in my book. If you have the Your Message Matters book, there's a whole chapter on this. But this is something we also teach inside of Lab. Let me just draw this out here. Okay, so what am I drawing out? I know this is just a rough sketch, but I just want to give you a general idea here so you can see this. Do one more right here. Okay, so there are four types of messenger income. It's teacher, writer, speaker, and coach. Sorry for the not so good handwriting, but this is something we teach. Now here you'll see 3, 6, 9, 12 boxes, and I'm not going to go into all these, but I'll give you one example. So as a writer, you have a Kindle book. You can actually have a physical book, even if you self-publish, and you can do an audio book. And you have 3 income streams, right? So for teacher, an online course, a membership site, so I'm not going to take time to write out all the others, but just know there are 12 that we teach. And you don't have to do all 12, but the point is there are 12 available to you. I make income in my business off these 12 income streams. But you can actually earn 6 figures off of just 3 products. You really can. You don't have to do all 12. And so we teach a lot of this inside of Fast Track Lab. So I'm going to come back here to this success map here. Let me just erase some of this. And those are the 5 steps. You got to discover your message. You need to know how to launch your platform. And then, do you have a strategy for traffic? Once you have traffic, do you have a way to get them on an email list? And when you build the relationship on the email list, you can tell them about your book, about your course, about your membership site. And that's how you get sales. And notice how this is round and round and round. You notice this? It's a track, goes around, because this is something after you launch a website, this is something you continually do. You might test a new way to get traffic. Maybe you're focused on social media for a while. And then, you know what? I think I want to run a Facebook ad. And then, you know what? I think I want to create a free quiz to capture leads. And you just are using this track to run around. So with that, I want you to tell me, and I saw some of you have already listed, but I want to know where you're at right now. What is the big need that you have? Put discover if you need to discover your message. Like you're not clear about that yet. Put launch. If you know who your audience is, but you've been stalling on actually launching a website. Maybe it's because it's been too technical for you. You just feel like I don't know what I'm doing, right? What if is traffic, those of you that have launched a website, is traffic your big issue? Then put traffic. Is it leads? You say, Jonathan, I have traffic coming, but I'm not building the email list. Put leads. And then is it sales? You say, Jonathan, I do have people on an email list, but I can't figure out how to make money with the people on the list. So put that in there real quick. And let's see what you guys have to say. All right. Anka is at the discover phase. Awesome. Oh, and she said launch, so she's in that process. Somebody on Facebook, I'm not sure, it doesn't give me the name, but said discover. Millie says traffic is the one she is trying to address. All right. Phil says, I've addressed 1 through 5, but I'm going back through all of them and started with number 1 because it wasn't put together in the thoughtful fashion Jonathan lays out. And guess what, Phil? That is okay. It is entirely okay. All right. Sometimes we have to go 1 step back to go 3 steps forward. And just know that that is part of the process. Part of what we're doing here is it's iterative, meaning there are times when you got to go back. Some of you that have followed me for a long time, I used to be the blogging guy. I no longer just teach blogging, right? I used to be just straight blogging your passion. Blogging's what I do. I still teach blogging because I believe in it. But over time, I've tapped into other communication tools. I've run a podcast for a couple years. I started a YouTube channel. I've been doing this live stream show. And so that's why my brand and even my audience to a degree has tweaked a little because I'm now market your message. I still own blogging your passion, still sell courses, still got things going on there, but I have moved more to the market your message piece. Steve says, join you late, but the discovery phase, awesome. Somebody on Facebook said, need to discover my message. Faye needs to focus on sales. Gary says somewhere between launch and traffic. And then somebody said, I've been having a problem of not doing my hour action after my 1 hour of learning. I know, I've been there, because here's what I told myself for a long time. If I learn just a little bit more, then I have a better chance of not failing. The only way to fail is to not to take action. That's your only guarantee for failure. So you got to learn to start before you're ready. I had to learn that, and that's very important. Okay, so what I want to do is I promised you that I would show you how we're helping our lab students accomplish these 5 steps inside of our members area. So we have just launched in the last week something we were working on for a couple of months. My team was working for a couple of months, working hard at a brand new members area, and we love it. So let me actually see if I don't want to do that. Let me go over here and give you kind of a sneak peek of this Lab 2.0. So this is inside of our new Lab 2.0, and it also comes with a app on your phone. So you can also get this on the phone as well. Now, what I love about this is at the very center is the news feed right here, because we want to put a highlight on community. I want this to be a place where you can ask questions, not in a Facebook group where nobody sees it and it gets drowned out. This is like our own private Facebook here, because you can come in here and you could post pictures, photos, videos, embed a link, share a PDF, whatever you're working on, ask a poll question. Let our community give you feedback. So you can come in here and do that. As you scroll down, you can see here, this is like a news feed, just like Facebook, but it's not Facebook. It's our own private community. So I asked not too long ago, what are you working on right now? Launching a blog, writing a book? Let us know. And everybody jumped in and answering, and I'm giving them feedback. And so this is a place where you can be a part of an amazing community. So that's kind of the center part here. The other part is way up here on the top right, is our private chat. This is where you can private chat anybody that's a member inside a lab. You can send a private message to me. This is like our own Facebook Messenger just for lab members. And again, like I said, you can get this on your phone and you can reach out to us, get questions, get answers to your questions. All right, we got a members directory over here. So you can find people who might be near you. You can scroll down through these different lab members and find out who is maybe somebody you should connect with or network with. And we got many of our lab members in there. Let's go over to the events tab. So in the events tab is where we have our calendar. So you can sync your calendar. We've got a class happening tomorrow. So we do 2 live classes each month. And this is a live class happening tomorrow where I'll be teaching social media traffic. So how can you grow your traffic with social media on less than 1 hour per week? And moving myself out of the way. But this is a class that's happening tomorrow live for our lab members, but we also record the episodes. And you can also sync the calendar. You can sync this calendar. You can add it to calendar, and you can sync it with any calendar that you have. So you always know when our live classes are happening. We also do a live office hours. So this is your opportunity to be mentored or coached. You can bring anything you're working on, and I will give you feedback and help you. And so our class calendar is there. And then this is where the gold is. This is the part where we call it Netflix for content creators. Because you'll notice this is the orientation class, which I did a little bit of teaching with you today on that fast track success map. But notice, those of you who said, I'm at the discover phase, this is where you start. You come right in here to this course. You jump into the course, and literally everything is here for you step by step. If we expand this out, you'll see that we've got videos, we've got PDF downloads. These are the steps. You uncover your purpose, find your people, discover your passion, and by the end of this, you'll have your message figured out. If we go back, you'll notice we got the same thing for launch. So launch is 21 videos, bite-sized videos that have been chopped up, designed to help you take action. And then here's the vault. So let me show you the vault. The vault's really awesome. The vault is all of our past classes. I think there's well over 85 some classes in here. And notice how it's divided. If you're at the discover step, and let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger so you can see these. Go one more time. And then let me move myself out of the way here. So if you're at the discover step, these are all individual classes, about an hour long, that you can dive into. If you're at the launch step, here's some supplementary training to help you with launching your website or platform. Remember we talked about traffic? Some of you said, that's where I am. I need traffic ideas. These are classes, all designed to help you. Want to grow your list using Facebook ads? Go there. Want to schedule 12 months of blog posts on social media in 5 minutes? How do you do that? Do you want to get your first 1,000 members in your Facebook group? Let's see what else we got here. Using Facebook Live, upload and record your first YouTube video, increase SEO traffic, 5 ways to drive traffic to your blog from YouTube, how to get LinkedIn traffic, leads, and sales. You can do that. And then notice here's the leads. You say, Jonathan, my big thing is I need to be building my email list. How to use quizzes to generate leads. How to create a 5-day challenge that will grow your email list. How to create your first email marketing funnel. Behind the scenes look at my virtual summit. And then sales. Here's all the different ways you can earn money with your message. Maybe you want to learn how to sell on a webinar. Surveys, how I wrote my latest book, how to design your membership site, how to launch a mini beta course. So let's just jump into this one. So here is the training. You just push play and learn, and you can even respond or ask questions underneath of it. If you say, Jonathan, I've been wanting to launch a group coaching program. Well, here is kind of a step-by-step that I created on how to launch a 4 to 6 week group coaching program in 30 days. And you can actually walk through the process there. And these are like hour-long classes that take you through everything step by step. And then notice up here at the top, it says search this class. So I can literally type in Facebook. And let's see what I get. Give a chance to load. Okay, so here's 3 Facebook ad strategies for beginners. Here's how to use Facebook Live for your business. How to grow your list using Facebook ads. How to get over 2,000 views using Facebook Live. These are all with Facebook, right? So let's say I want something for blogging. Maybe I need to type in just blog. The 9-point blog design checklist, how to start a blog masterclass, my 2 favorite blog post writing templates, right? Or podcast, same thing. Right? There's classes on podcasting. Now, if we go back to the network, over time, you're also going to be able to search up here, not only classes, but discussions and topics, right? All right, so I've talked plenty about this. So here's the thing. Right now, we have opened enrollment for Fast Track Lab 2.0. And so I'm going to share with you the link in just a second, show you where you can go. But you can go over here and look at everything that I just talked about. So we are officially opening the doors for Fast Track Lab 2.0. And we have a bunch of bonuses going on this week as launch week. But here's your options for joining. You can join today, everything I just shared with you, for just $45 a month, and you can cancel anytime. We even have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So I'm taking all the risk. For $45, you get access to all of our past classes, everything. Everything I just showed you, you get immediate access to. Now, some of you, if you want to save some money, you can choose the annual option for $450 a year, and you'll end up basically getting 2 months for free on that option. So where do you go? How do you join? Well, here's where you want to go join. You want to go to jmill.biz/lab. I'm sure somebody here, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, you can put that in for everybody else. But it's just my name, jmill.biz/lab, and it'll take you to the page where for this week only, you can get all those bonuses. There's like $1,050 in bonuses that we're offering, in addition to getting access to the platform, the mobile app, community, me as your mentor, and you can go month by month, starting at just $45. So there you go. So where are my lab members? I know some of you are already lab members. Maybe let everybody else know. Like Faye, she said, love Fast Track Lab. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to answer some questions. So if you guys got some questions, I'm going to hang around a little bit and answer a few questions. Lots of great discussion going on today. Reading all of your comments. All right. Steve said, joined you late, but I'm in the discovery phase. Yep. Nothing wrong with that. You have a lot to look forward to, my friend. Someone said, I need to discover my message. Love to help you with that. That's one of our favorite topics. All right. Phil, he's an existing member. He said, got the 2.0 email on Monday. Look forward to checking it out. Yes, Phil, jump in because it is ready to go. Phil says he's in lab. It's awesome. It's like having a success library. Millie says, already a lab member. Well, thank you, Millie. Glad that you're in lab. And I'm not sure who posted this because Facebook doesn't like to show me the names if you're in a private Facebook group, but someone said, I'm a lab member and excited about the new platform. Anka says, I'm inside the lab. Love what I've learned so far. Awesome. Faye said, Fast Track is so worth it. Been a longtime member. Johnson's excellent teacher, as you can see. Well, thanks, Faye. I appreciate that. Maya says, I'm in Fast Track Lab. I really like the original version. Love the 2.0 version. Awesome. Yeah, and I think, Maya, what we're going to be able to do with the 2.0 version that's going to be better is 3 things. Number 1, calendar. That was a big request a lot of people had was, Jonathan, is there a calendar that we can view and like know where the events are? So our new platform has events already built in. And with that event, you can RSVP. And it has the link to the actual live show. Like tomorrow is our first live class in 2.0. So come join us for that. And by the way, if you join today, you can come join me for that social media traffic class that's happening tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern. And the other thing I was going to say is events was 1. Number 2 was discussion. We tried to do the private Facebook group, but it was a challenge because not everybody loves Facebook. We always had way more members than were in the Facebook group because they just didn't want to go to the Facebook group. And not only that, but then you don't always see the conversation that's happening. There was conversations happening and Facebook wasn't showing it to all of our members. So that's why we have the discussion happening inside of our platform. And then number 3 was be able to have an iPhone or Android app for Fast Track Lab so that you can watch on the go. You can ask questions on the go. You can instant message anybody that's in lab. Awesome. All right, guys. So what's your takeaway from today as we wrap things up today? Tell me your takeaway. I know this was a different episode than our normal Market Your Message show, but in celebration of this platform and my team working on this literally for the last 3 months to get this ready to go for all of you, I thought it would be fun to just show you behind the scenes, to show you how we're getting results for our lab members and how we're helping you inside lab actually reduce the distractions, reduce the noise, because I don't want you watching classes you don't need to be working on. If you're at the discover step, only watch discover classes. If you're at the launch, same thing. If you need traffic, start there. If you need leads, go there. And sales, go there. Make sense? Awesome. All right. Phil says, just go through the right steps in the right order. Yes, Phil, you're absolutely right. And you just keep going through these steps. You keep going through these steps. And if you feel like you're not clear on your audience or the value you bring, it's okay to go back to the discover phase and just get more clarity and come back around again and get more clarity. It's okay. Millie says, challenged, encouraged, and no more hobby habits. I like that, Millie. No more hobby habits. We're going to stop dabbling and start dominating, right? And listen, even if you guys don't join lab, I just want you to walk away today refocused on, I'm going to stop myself before I start learning something new and ask myself, am I willing to spend an hour actually doing this? If the answer is no, don't watch that thing. Stop watching stuff that is 5 steps down the road. Only watch the stuff that you need to be doing right now. You can learn that stuff later. There's time for that. It's okay. You don't have to learn everything before you get started. You gotta start doing the just-in-time learning. What do I need right now? Okay? Awesome. Phil says, no more hobby habits would make a great shirt. Absolutely. I like it. My takeaway, 1 hour of learning and 1 hour of action. That's Kathy from Zimbabwe. Anka's is take action and the next step in my online business. Yeah, just the next step. That's all we need to focus on. The other parts will reveal themselves to us as we take the step that's in front of us. Awesome. Okay, guys, that's all I see. Thank you guys for being here, whether you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, one of the 6 locations where we're broadcasting. I'm so glad that you decided to stop by and hang out for a little bit. I hope this was an encouragement to you, to get you a little bit more refocused. And if you decide to join Lab, make sure to say hello to me and our members once you get in that members area. So again, one last time, go to jmill.biz/lab. We're giving out over $1,000 in bonuses just until Friday, pretty much as a celebration of launching Lab 2.0. So now's the best time to join. If you have been thinking about it, but you've not yet joined, go check it out, jmill.biz/lab. All right, everybody, take care. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. And we'll do back to normal on our regular programming when it comes to talking about our normal Market Your Message material and show. All right, that's it. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.